Well, actually, I'm glad that she's sitting there because, like, there's no.
And if I choose to go around DC, it's horrendous.
It's good to see you. Oh,
But I don't mind, once I'm past DC, riding on 95, that's a piece of cake.
good morning. And welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are an open and affirming community. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory. Now all the adrenaline has left my body after yesterday's game. So let's take a nice big deep breath and become fully present. Fully present to this beautiful day, to whatever beautiful space you are in, to the sounds of the boiler working. As we simply breathe for a moment, rejoicing in this time that we have together. Rejoicing in this time that we have to celebrate the truth of who we are, spiritual beings having an incredibly human experience. So for this time, for these few sweet moments that we have together, we let go of what was, we let go of what will be, we let go of worry or regret, and we give ourselves the gift of being fully present. And as always, we enter into this experience with gratitude, as we say thank you for this time to come apart for a while, to recharge, restore, rejuvenate. We say thank you for whatever safe space you are in, whether you are joining us in the sanctuary this morning or whether you are watching and hearing us online. We are so glad you're here. And finally, we say thank you for one another, for this beloved community so committed to making a difference in the world, to being that change that we wish to see in our lives, our homes, our communities, and our world. And so it is. Amen. So if you are with us for the first time today, welcome. I'm going to have a little fun. We're going to have a demonstration speech today during the talk. So I'm going to have fun. You guys are on your own. I hope you have fun too. And then please do join us downstairs for fellowship after the service. We would love to get to know all of you a little better. Thanks. Let's stand now. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Let's stand and share together. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to hurt, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Divine Spirit. Now let's share in that community that we are by singing "We Are One in the Spirit" with gusto. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in our hearts.
We are one in the Spirit, we are one in our hearts. We celebrate the harmony our unity imparts, and they'll know who we are by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know who we are by our love. We will work with each other, we will work side by and they'll know who we are by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know who we are by our love. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that God is in our land. And they'll know who we are by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know who we are by our love.
I think that song is particularly appropriate for us, especially given today's topic, because the first line in our vision is what? Love. So hopefully everywhere we go, they will know who we are by our love. So let's share together now in that vision. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living and our mission wherever we go. We provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And one of the ways we practice those principles is to honor wherever you are on your hugging journey. So if you want to hug, we will bring it in. If you're more comfortable with the handshake, we will respect that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, we totally understand. And we will honor whatever bubble you create about yourself. Have a great time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place in the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Well, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
My soul is welcome here. Well done. All right, we have some announcements this morning. Our prayer chaplains for today are Jeff McFarland and Linda Klein. You'll know them by their stoles and their love, of course. They'll be holding sacred space for us throughout today's service, and they'll be available over here in this nice quiet corner if anyone would like some one-on-one prayer after the service. And do remember that we have prayer request forms on the little prayer table in our sweet little church every Sunday. Those go to the prayer chaplains, and then they go out to Unity Village for prayer by their prayer ministry. Next week is going to be a rich, full Sunday here at Unity of Palmyra. We will be having Youth Ed. It is our annual meeting, which takes the place of, or is like a more formal hug meeting, however you want to say it. Please do remember that your voting membership renewal forms are due by Wednesday. So if you are a voting member, please fill out that form and get it back to us so that you can vote at the annual meeting. And just so we have an accurate list of who has renewed their membership, there are blank forms downstairs, and there was also a block in your weekly email where it's attached as a PDF, so you can print that out and fill it out at home. I am going to be teaching my fall class this year, back by popular demand, is going to be reading the Bible again for the first time by Marcus Borg. There is a sign-up sheet downstairs. It is an incredible exploration, rediscovery of the Bible. It's full of how it has been misinterpreted, how it has caused harm, and how it can create incredible healing and inspiration. So I highly recommend the class if you didn't take it 5 years ago, the last time I offered it, and even if you did, you can retake it. And then Kate is having a concert on November 9th, and this is to celebrate her birthday, and all proceeds for that concert will be going toward the lift. So we will be giving you a lift update at the annual meeting next week. And I think that's it. I'm looking around the room to see. Yes.
The bus trip to Longwood Gardens is now full. Thank you to everybody who signed up to make this a success. Just a reminder, your money is due by November 1st. Because I have to pay the bill 30 days before you, so I need to make sure I have everybody's money because I would like not to put the bill.
Okay, gotcha. And we don't expect you to. So you said that the...
The $250 deposit down.
Okay, so you said that it was, I think you said it was 46 a person for the bus? Okay, all right, and then we should have even more details by next week at the annual meeting.
Yes, and I am going to call, I did not do it yet, I am going to call Longwood Gardens and see if there is a price break for 38 people in a group.
I think we should definitely get the Centered in Love group discount. Just let them know how much love and light we'll be bringing with us. Okay.
All that for next week for the meeting.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Tammy. I'm really looking forward to it. And I am going to take responsibility for everybody having hot chocolate before they get on the bus. So, and I think we need to be here, you said by 2, but anyway, we can figure all that out at the annual meeting next week. Anything else? All right, great. Miss Elaine, would you please read the daily word?
Good morning, everyone. Today's daily word is belong. As spiritual beings, we all belong in the heart of God. A true sense of belonging is one of the best feelings in the world. It's knowing I am at home, fully accepted just as I am, and valued for my unique contributions. Today, I celebrate my belonging as a divine being, a child of God. No matter my station in life, my personal history, or my particular circumstances, I am a valued member of the human family. I extend this understanding to all others. I look beyond appearances and even my own preconceived notions to see my fellow divine beings. I honor their unique gifts, just as I would want them to honor mine. We belong together. We belong to one another. We all belong in the family of God. and from John 17, verses 20 and 21. I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is the time of our service where we consciously enter into an attitude and an energy of prayer, where we align and integrate body, mind, and spirit with the divine. And so today we hold in this space, this safe, healing, holy space, those in our community who are recovering from illness or surgery. We see them all healed, whole, and healthy. And we can't wait to see them here in person again very soon. We also give thanks for those who have been supporting our beloved through calls and visits and food, and through sending love, sending comfort, sending strength, holding us in those warm and healing arms of love. We extend our courage, our strength, our compassion, and our resources to those who are recovering from hurricanes Helene and Milton. As community, we send love, and we also send donations. We offer support in both the spiritual and the physical realm for those who are dealing with these disasters. And we also celebrate during this time. We celebrate anything that you have to be grateful for. We celebrate any joy that you are currently experiencing. We celebrate waking up in the morning and feeling happy. And we invite you to share that gratitude, that joy, that happiness, to spread it through that golden web that we visualize that connects us all. And right now we see your joy spreading like sparkles and environmentally safe glitter throughout that web and sprinkling that stuff everywhere. So for this time together and so much more, we are so very grateful. And as always, as we have been affirming since COVID, together or apart, we are forever connected at the heart. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. are home. If this is my last song, if this is my final day, if tomorrow I'll be gone, what would I want to say? If this is my last song, if it's my time to go, when my body's moved on, what will I have to show? No, not fortune and fame, they scatter to the wind. The things that make a name just don't matter in the end. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and sky a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? If the sun shines a little brighter where before there was only rain, if so, then I'm glad I came. These are my last words for all of the earth to hear. If all that I have ever been is about to disappear, if these are my last words, there's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. Never been about talking anyway. So much hurt there is to heal, it's hard to understand. All I can hope to feel is that I'm doing what I can. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and sky a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little bit taller because of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For that, I'm so glad I came. If this is my last song, what do I leave behind? What do I pass on? If I am out of time,
Yes, a beautiful song, and it was beautifully done. Thank you. It's one of my faves. So, welcome back to our month of alliteration. Last week, we talked about the serenity of surrender. Next week, we're going to talk about the courage of community, which I thought would be perfect for annual meeting day. And today is the power of purpose. So I'm going to let Jim Lockard, if you guys want to pull up the video, I'm going to let him get the ball rolling today because he has a brief intro into the Beloved Community and why purpose is so important. So if you were part of the Beloved Community program, this will be review, but hopefully just
The
as
idea of a
inspiring.
beloved
And
community
Dave,
is something
turn
that
these
I
lights
certainly
off
didn't
up there.
invent.
I think it's easier to see the screen.
The idea of a beloved community is something that I certainly didn't invent, and it's most connected with Dr. Martin Luther King, although he didn't invent it either, and he got it from Dr. Howard Thurman, although he didn't invent it. But it's one of those timeless ideas, I think. And this is part of what we were talking about over the last couple days. Langston Hughes, the amazing poet, wrote this: "I am so tired of waiting, aren't you, for the world to become good and beautiful and kind." You know, and I think we in New Thought, in religious science, know that ours is not to wait for that. Ours is to create it. Ours is to support the co-creation of a world that works for everyone, which is the Center for Spiritual Living version of the Beloved Community. Let me see here. There we go. This is from the King Center, a statement about what the Beloved Community means. It said, "Dr. King's Beloved Community is a global vision in which all people can share in the wealth of the earth. In the Beloved Community, poverty, hunger, and homelessness will not be tolerated because international standards of human decency will not allow it. Racism and all forms of discrimination, bigotry, and prejudice will be replaced by an all-inclusive spirit of sisterhood and brotherhood." Now, I've never met anyone that disagreed with that statement as a goal, as an ideal, as the way we would like the world to be. And yet, despite this seemingly universal agreement, maybe I'm wrong, but the world hasn't achieved this yet. Has that been your experience? Yeah. But it is one of those overarching goals or visions that can draw us forward to something. So what I do in my latest book, Creating the Beloved Community, is really talk about spiritual leadership in the context of, is the local spiritual community aligned with an overarching goal like this? And if so, what tends to happen is the local community becomes passionate about having that be the world they live in, and the experience of that tends to mean the day-to-day concerns about organizational maintenance tend to go away. In other words, people are attracted to and excited by a powerful vision, and they show up and they support it. They support it with their presence. They support it with their financial giving. They support it in many, many ways, and the focus then becomes the energy of the vision. When I work a lot in coaching ministers. My background is I was a pulpit minister, as we say, for 20 years with Centers for originally Religious Science International and later Centers for Spiritual Living. And I was in Fort Lauderdale, then Baltimore, then Fort Lauderdale again, then Westlake Village, California, and then Simi Valley, California. So I couldn't hold a job. But I don't hold that against myself. But in that experience, and then I was on the board of directors of Religious Science International for 9 years. During the time we were doing what we call the integration of bringing two separate organizations together as Centers for Spiritual Living. And since my retirement in 2015, a lot of my work has been coaching ministers and other spiritual leaders. And what I find is that so many of our communities, our spiritual communities, are sort of mired in not enough. There's not enough money, there's not enough attendance, there's not enough parking, there's not enough space, there's not enough whatever. And when I have conversation about that, and I'll start asking them to describe what's going on, and I'll ask them a question. I say, "What's your overarching vision?" "Well, we have a vision. What is it?" And they may remember it. They went through a process, and it's on the wall somewhere. But it doesn't come readily to mind. I said, "Is your vision in support of a world that works for everyone or the beloved community?" And often they say, "Well, it could be, kind of. I never thought of it that way." You see. I said, "You don't have a vision if it's not part of you, if it's not part of your reactive mechanism of who you are as an individual and as a community. Otherwise, you're a club, basically, which is a group of people coming together to, in some way, feel good or have an experience of good, which is very valuable, but it doesn't help to create the beloved community." You see the difference? And we do have many, I wouldn't say many, we have some spiritual communities in New Thought that are thriving. And when I look at those, when I speak to the spiritual leadership of those communities, inevitably they are moving toward an overarching vision like the beloved community, like creating a world that works for everyone. And people are excited about that, and there are components within that community that are taking that out into action through outreach, working with local nonprofits or something like that, or charitable causes, or through activism, engaging in the political arena for causes that are consistent with our spiritual principles, or through InReach, and through InReach, which is providing support for the people in the community that need it. You see? In other words, they're learning valuable spiritual principles, and they are also, within that same space, able to put them into practice in various ways.
Being an expat, he now lives in France. If you follow him, it's both inspiring and depressing how good the food is where he lives. So I'm going to do a visual here to reinforce what Jim was talking about. Did you notice the part where he said when you're not on vision, you tend to get mired down, right? And so the power of purpose today is going to apply to our community, but it's also going to apply to our personal lives. This is a both and. This is a micro-macro topic for today. So everything I say today is to please apply it to your own life, and also please do notice where it can be applied in our community. Hopefully you will notice that a lot of what he talked about we have already created or are in the process of creating. And I love that Mark, welcome back Mark, shared that at the Eastern Region Conference, and many of the attendees got to experience that. But we can always tweak. We can always do better. We can always become more awake and more mindful and more aware. So I like visuals, so this is a visual. And if you've already seen this or experienced it, just pretend you haven't and act surprised, okay? All right, so the sand represents those things that Jim was talking about that, we do throughout our daily lives, but they don't necessarily inspire us. They're not our passion. They're, sometimes it's busy work. Sometimes it's re-alphabetizing the spice rack. Notice the re part, right? How many times do we need to do that, right? The smaller or medium-sized stones are things that they are important and we have to do them, but again, they're not necessarily what we're passionate about. We don't really feel that they're our purpose, but part of being a grown-up is sometimes there are things that we just have to do. Now, because we embrace a positive path for spiritual living, following Mary Poppins' example, do like to even inject an element of fun into this jar right here. This beautiful rock that my granddaughter found for me yesterday. This is our purpose. This is our passion. It has weight. It has importance. It matters. Notice it's the big rock. So here's what happens when our purpose and our passion are not foremost in our lives. We start by putting in all of the little stuff and making a lot of dust as we do it, right? Notice, ooh, this is a good metaphor. Notice how the dust can cloud our vision. Oh, come on, that was really good, you guys. Wow, okay. Wasn't that good? Man, I'm on fire, baby. See what happens when Penn State wins and Ohio State loses? Yeah. Okay, so then we put in all of these important things, but, not inspiring or passionate, but, we got to do them, right? So we put all of those in, right? We got all of these in. Okay, so this is our life, right? So what do you notice? There's no room for passion or purpose. So the other title that this talk could have had was The Power of Priority. Do we prioritize what's most important? I love my Outlook calendar. I fought using a computer calendar for years, but when I finally surrendered, see what I did there? That was last week. I fell in love with it, and one of the reasons I did is because you can color code it. So I have everything in my Outlook calendar color coded, right? Animal appointments, doctor's appointments, Unity stuff, kids stuff, fun, events. So I can look at my calendar and I notice what color is showing up the most. And I can also notice what color doesn't show up very often, right? Now, I'm happy to say that the colors that represent my purpose and passion are prevalent. The one I look for is the color I assign to fun. I regularly have a week that doesn't have any purple on it. And I make sure I put something in. The power of priority. So, let's do this again. Let's put this in very carefully. First, it's in there. It's not moving. It is the first thing that we put into our jar. And now we're going to add these guys and see how many of these guys we can get in without breaking the jar. Again, these are the things we have to do. And we can make them fun or not, right? But we got to do them, okay? Ooh, look at that. Okay, true confession, I wasn't sure if that was going to work. So, woohoo! All right, so now we're going to do this. What do you notice? It's falling through the cracks, right? So it's not that this stuff doesn't get done. I'm going to shake it up. And look how much of the truly not very important stuff we were still able to fit in. But it fits in around our purpose and our passion and our priorities and around those things that we have to do. It's not the first thing that goes in the jar. So yeah, I wasn't sure if that was all going to work, but yay. So there's your, yeah, good. So there's your visual aid for today. So what is your passion? Right? What gets you out of bed in the morning? And do you make space for it in your life? It could be your work. I mean, for those of us who are just so incredibly blessed that our work is our passion, how great is that? But it doesn't have to be, right? Your job and your passion can be two different things. You just need to make space for that which brings you alive. So I'm actually very grateful to Facebook for this talk because I found all sorts of great little memes and snippets that I want to share with you. So this one, of course, I love because it's Jesus. This comes from Matthew 7:24-27. Everybody who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise builder who built a house on bedrock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the wind blew and beat against that house, but it didn't fall because it was firmly set on bedrock. But everybody who hears these words of mine and doesn't put them into practice will be like a fool who built a house on the sand. The rain fell, the floods came, and the wind blew and beat against that house, and it fell and was completely destroyed. So what is the bedrock of our lives? When we're clear about our foundation, when we're clear about who we are and why we came here, we're not going to get washed away by the storms of life. We may bend, we may get a little bruised, we may have to get wet and rebuild, as many of our beloved are down in the southern states, but we're not going to be destroyed. So think about, what is your big rock? If you need to look at your calendar to figure that out, go ahead. You also need to search your heart. What is your big rock? So has anyone said, well, you know, I have a passion, but it's just not working out in this lifetime, maybe next time. Right? Next time I'll have time to pursue my passion. So Bianca Sparacino has something to tell you. She says, in quotes, maybe in another lifetime. No, this is all you get. So please just fight for the things that crack light into your life. Fight for the things that soften you. Protect the people you love. Leave them better than you found them. Defend your heart. Do whatever it takes to keep it open despite what it has been through. Forgive, not just others, but yourself as well. Slow down, taste, touch, feel, and care. Create the things you want to see in this world. Stay as curious as possible. Honor your joy. Do not shy away from the good that is trying to reach you. Do not convince yourself that you are unworthy of it. Be strong enough to be gentle. Be brave enough to break. Be all that you are. Be all that you are. So one of the lines that really stuck out for me on that was, create the things you want to see in the world. Sounds like be the change, doesn't it? Right? Be the change. So what does it mean to be the change we want to see in the world? What do you want to see more of in the world? Let me hear it. Compassion, peace, kindness, love. Pardon me? Patience. Yeah, I never pray for patience, seriously. It's bad. What else? Art. Forgiveness. Right? Great. So whatever you said, are you willing to be that? Whatever change we want to see in the world, we first need to be. So how many of us have been held back from being that change by the expectations of others? Or our own expectations of perfection, which of course we know there's no such thing as, right? Or from the expectations of society. How many of us have held back being the change out of fear? Fear of failing or not being seen as meeting those expectations. So There's been a lot of discussion in our country lately about who and what counts as being a contributor to our society. So I found this piece by Rabbi Sandra Lawson, and this is an excerpt from it. She says, "In Judaism, there's a teaching that emphasizes the importance of leaving a legacy and contributing to the betterment of the world, even if one does not have children. This idea is rooted in the concept of repairing the world, which encourages every individual to engage in actions that improve society and the world as a whole." Tanuk Alekem, to repair the world. One interpretation suggests that those who do not have biological children can fulfill this mitzvah or commandment. Mitzvah is the word for commandment, of to be fruitful and multiply by nurturing the world in other ways. This can be done through teaching, acts of kindness, social justice work, or any efforts that contribute to the flourishing of humanity and the world. And I would say also sharing our passion and our art could be added to that. The idea is that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, has a role to play in making the world a better place, and that this work is a meaningful legacy that can be just as significant as having children. So the bottom line is this: be you. Do you. Be that incredible, magnificent demonstration of the divine that you came here to be. Make your unique contribution, whatever it is, and still do it with joy. So, if you were here last week when we did a little bit of a talk back, and Chris actually was talking about surrendering, and he wants to be in the flow, but what if he's not sure if he's in the right river? And of course we all laughed, but I think many of us have felt that way, right? I'm willing to surrender, but how do I know I'm even in the right river, and where is this river going, right? So if we're still not sure about what your joy is, or what your purpose is, or what your passion is, I found some uncommon advice. If you don't know what to pursue in life right now, pursue yourself. Pursue becoming the healthiest, happiest, most healed, most present, most confident version of yourself. Then the right path will reveal itself. Because what we know is that happy, healthy people, happy, healthy humans who know that they're also spiritual beings cannot help but create a happy, healthy, fully integrated life and world. So if you're still not sure if you're in the right river, pursue yourself. And the same advice is true for our community. We don't need to do what everyone else is doing. We're free to be us and to do us and to decide, how do we want to be the change? How do we want to make a difference in the world in our very own unique and very fun and different ways, right? How do we be the change? How do we bring the magnificence of who we are as individuals and community into the world? The power of purpose. So, what's your big rock? And are you willing to at least start putting it first and making it a priority in your life? Let's take that into meditation.
You are beautiful, true and divine. You are beautiful, true and divine. When I look in your eyes. I see you shine. You are beautiful, true, and divine. Can you see the beauty you are? Blazing like a shining star. If you could only see what I see, the perfection of your divinity. You are beautiful, true and divine. You are beautiful, true and divine. When I look in your eyes, I see you shine. You are beautiful, true and divine. I know that there are times when you doubt the effect of all you give out. But everyone who knows you agrees that the love you give is your legacy. You are beautiful, true and divine. You are beautiful, true and divine. When I look in your eyes, I see you shine. You are beautiful, true and divine. You are beautiful, true and divine.
We breathe in the truth of those words, that we are beautiful, true, and divine. That what we bring to the world, what we have to offer, our gifts, our talents, are worthy of being shared. There is no one in the world like you. You have come here to share your unique contribution, to be you, to do you, not someone else, not holding back because you think someone else would do it better, but bringing everything you have, everything you came with to this planet, making that difference. Sharing the love. Living who you say you are, who we say we are. Living our values, taking them out into the world, showing the world what it looks like to be accepting and compassionate, to be open-minded, to approach the world with positivity and a sense of possibility, and to be a part of the transformation of our world. That's who we are. That's our purpose. That's the difference we have come here to make. To be beautiful and true and divine as individuals and as the beloved community. So ask yourself, what is your big rock? And are you willing to bring it to the world as you, as the beautiful, true, and divine you?
And I see it in everything you do. I see it in you. I see it in you. Are beautiful, true, and divine. You are beautiful, true, and divine. When I look in your eyes, I see you smile. You are beautiful, true, and divine.
So this is the part of the service where we do not pass the basket, but we take this sweet time to thank you for your generosity, for your giving, for your contributions of your time and your talent and your treasure in supporting the incredible work of this community. So if you do have something paper to share, there's a little basket in the back, and many of you now are availing yourselves of sending it through the ethers, which I think Charles Fillmore would have just absolutely loved. Charles was the co-founder of the Unity Movement and loved technology. So I think he would enjoy the fact that we are sharing our prosperity through the ethers out in the universe. So thank you.
I used to let it tear me up when my boys lost a football game. A night down in the bed of my truck about drove me half insane. Politics and the price of gas, things I wanted that I don't have. I've learned to let them all go, 'cause the things that mean the most is waking up with the woman I love, talking to the man above, sipping coffee from my favorite cup, slowing down in the country, going hunting with my old man, hugging mama while I still can. I think I finally understand life ain't about money. I'm gonna spend a little more time chasing after things that matter. Things that matter. Gonna grab a beer with some friends of mine, Do a little making up for lost times. Laugh about them days gone by. In the morning, you can bet that I'll be waking up with the woman I love, talking to the man above, sipping coffee from my favorite cup, slowing down in the country, going hunting with my old man, hugging mama while I still can. I think I finally understand. Life ain't about money. I'm gonna spend a little more time chasing after things that matter, things that matter. Can't tell you what it was. Maybe I just finally grew up. All I know is I just can't get enough. Waking up with a woman I love, talking to the man above, sipping coffee from my favorite cup, slowing down in the country, going hunting with my own band, hugging mama while I still can. I think I finally understand. Life ain't about money. I'm gonna spend a little more time chasing after things that matter, things that matter. Yeah, things that matter, things that matter. Yeah.
So this week, are you willing to chase after things that matter? Are you willing to look at your calendar? Right? I remember, and I shared this with Vicki, that after Bev died, I realized that I had taken for granted that my parents would be here forever. And so I'm making a conscious effort to spend more time with my parents these days. And I put it on my calendar because it's important, right? So the two colors that show up the most on my Outlook are you guys and my family. And I'm trying to get more fun in there too. But you guys are fun, so you do double duty. All right? So let's chase after things that matter, okay? All right, let's stand and share in our unity blessing and make sure we include our friends online. Together, we love you. We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Together, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's sing the peace song. Be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united are we. Let us walk with each
light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
Go forth this week, be the beautiful, true, and divine beings that you are. Chase after what matters most and love your life. Amen. All right, and join us downstairs for fellowship, and remember to return your membership renewal forms. Bye-bye, YouTube and Facebook friends. We love you so much, and thank you to everyone who contributed to the service today. Okay, I just want to say that you guys know